Look at that. This is amazing, right? So this guy is looking out of two windows. He has a choice of whether to look into the world of love or the world of fear. And essentially, that's a choice we all have to make every single day. Today, I'm going to choose to look into the window of love. Um, it's not easy, but it's very important for my sanity, my mental health, for my ability to show up in life. I could lock myself in a room all day and just hide out. But if I choose to focus on love, things are a little bit better. So let me read. I'm not the victim of the world I see. Have you ever noticed how often you feel that you are a victim of the world in which you live? Because most of us perceive many aspects of our surroundings as insane, we are tempted to feel helplessly caught up in a trap. When we allow ourselves to think we are living in an unfriendly environment where we must fear being hurt or victimized, we can only suffer. Yeah. To be consistent in achieving inner peace, we must perceive a world where everyone is innocent. I don't know. I'm going to try though, right? What happens when we choose to see others as free from guilt? How can we begin to look at them differently? To begin with, we must we might have to look on everything in the past as irrelevant except the love we have experienced. We could choose to see the world through the window of love rather than the window of fear. That would mean we would then selectively choose to see the beauty and the love in the world, people's strengths rather than their weaknesses. What I see without is a reflection of what I have seen within my own mind. I always project onto the world the thoughts, feelings, and attitudes that preoccupy me. I can see the world differently by changing my mind about what I want to see. These are some really tough concepts. It's really difficult to look at the world through the window of love when we're going through so much. We all have this thing that's going on in the background, and then we all have everything that's going on in our regular lives. This really helped me today, and it also went hand in hand with the meditation I listened to this morning. So far this morning, I've prayed, I've meditated, and I've read this inspiring piece of work. I'm gonna go for a run a little bit later, or do some kettlebell stuff. Hanging out with the boys out. Actually, I'm not hanging out with the boys today. I'm hanging out with the boys a little bit, and I'll be working from home. But anyway, the meditation talked about the fact that choice is a muscle, right? I'm really fortunate that I've been an athlete my whole life, so I understand that. What does that mean? It means that I have to work hard in order to build that muscle, right? So I have to choose to look at the world through the window of love, no matter what is happening. One of the things that I'm really grateful for is my kids, because they have taught me that we're born a certain way, and then the world comes in and it sort of influences the way that we think and the way that we react. And so, especially, right now, the youngest one, who is starting to be influenced a little bit by the world, but all he wanted was my love, Jason's love, my mom's love, grandparents' love, anyone who would love him. That's all he wanted, right? And then when he started to be able to do things, he was just in awe about everything, right? The leaves, he still is, the snow, things like that. And so, as it relates to other people, I have to continue to remember that everyone is struggling, everyone is going through something. So even the way that people react doesn't have to cause me to react the same way to them. I have tons of experiences of that these days, in particular, especially when I go into the store. Somehow I haven't been able to sort of take a breath and not react to some of the craziness. But what's happening is that because I continuously choose to be in love, I find myself around people who are doing the same thing. I find myself around people who are trying to do the best that they possibly can. So all I do is sort of just shift, right? I direct my thinking and my actions and towards towards love, and I attract other people who are doing the same thing. So this kind of thing requires a lot of exercise for that muscle, right? But it becomes easier once we do it all the time. And it requires a sort of childlike mentality to think of people as innocent. But the truth is, we were all born the same way, and then the world influenced us. And so, it's just so much better to think about things that way and to remember that, to remember, to remember who we are. Because at the end of the day, that's who we are. We are love. We are hope. We are forgiveness. I think about how I feel when I'm not feeling those things. I feel terrible. But when I am feeling those things, I feel good. So, just a little something to take to share some of the things that I do again, and do my part in spreading love and hope, and hopefully some peace. And I hope the day is great.